Okay, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown of the language inside the TV show Wednesday. This is going to be my first language breakdown of a TV show. Tell me in the comment sections below if you like it and if you want me to do any other TV show. So without any further ado, let's get straight to it. Let's break down the language inside Wednesday.
I'm not sure whose twisted idea it was to put hundreds of adolescents in underfunded schools.
Okay, so we have there two things happening. Twisted idea of someone, so an idea that's not right. Putting adolescents, which means teenagers, in underfunded school. Funded means to give money to someone, so a school without enough money. So whose idea was it to put all of these teenagers in a school without enough money?
Pugsley, emotion equals weakness. Pull yourself together.
So here she says, pull yourself together. Now, pull yourself together means to recover emotional control.
Darling, how long do you intend on giving us the cold shoulder?
Okay, here she said, how long do you intend on giving us the cold shoulder? The cold shoulder means not speaking to that person.
Lurch, please remind my parents that I'm no longer speaking to them.
Here we see that she says, please remind my parents I'm no longer speaking to them. That is the cold shoulder. We can also call it the silent treatment. Okay, so she is giving her parents the silent treatment now, or giving them the cold shoulder.
Why? Because it was the perfect school for you? I have no interest in following in your footsteps, becoming...
Okay, so we see here, she says, I have no interest in following in your footsteps. That means doing the same thing that you did. Yeah, so not literally following her footsteps, but here she is going to the same school.
It's a magical place. It's where I met your mother. And we fell in love.
You guys are making me nauseous. Not in a good...
You guys are making me nauseous. Of course, nauseous means that you want to throw up. You might be sick. Nauseous is the feeling before you're sick.
I'm guessing it was the day of the week you were born.
I was born on Friday the 13th.
Her name comes from a line from my favorite nursery rhyme. Wednesday's child is full of woe.
So we have there, Wednesday's child is full of woe. Woe means sadness, right? Or pity. So again, this family is very odd and unique and they like negative things. She said it's becoming a perfect day just outside when it's raining and stormy. Here we see Wednesday's child is full of woe is the name of the episode. Full of woe, W-O-E, full of sadness.
Nevermore doesn't usually accept students midterm. But given Wednesday's perfect grades and your family's long history with the school, I've spoken with the board and we've made an exception.
So here, make an exception for someone means that you're doing a favor for them. You're doing it for them, but you wouldn't do it for someone else. So because of A and B, we will allow Wednesday to come to the school here because of the long family history. And because of her perfect grades, right? So that's why the exception has been made for her.
Welcome to Ophelia Hall. Not a hugger. Got it.
Please excuse Wednesday. She's allergic to color.
Oh, wow. What happens to you?
Says, please excuse Wednesday, she's allergic to color. Of course, allergic means you have a reaction to something. So normally you might be allergic to nuts. If you eat them, you could have a very bad reaction and maybe even die because you can't breathe. But here, of course, she's allergic to color, which is another funny way of them just showing how different this family is, how bleak and dark every person in the family is, especially Wednesday. Yeah, right. So we have this juxtaposition of the very colorful character and then Wednesday, the very dark character. So of course they would choose this as a roommate to have some fun interactions now we're going to see between these two.
I break out into hives and then the flesh peels off my bones.
Luckily, we've special ordered you.
So I break out into hives. Hives are lumps on the skin. And then the flesh, of course, melts off my bones. This is far too far. This is something that just cannot happen from an allergic reaction or any kind of reaction, really maybe acid or something. But of course, it's a very vivid image. And it's used here as comedy that, you know, color, you literally cannot be allergic to color. But Wednesday, of course, hates it that much. That's how she feels.
This was my parents' idea. Oh, look. There's my mother smirking at me. They've been looking for any excuse to send me here. It's all a part of their nefarious yet completely obvious plan.
So here, nefarious and obvious plan. Nefarious means like evil or wicked plan, like something that's negative towards her as a character. So now, what is the plan?
To turn me into a version of themselves.
Well, in that case, perhaps you can clear something up. Rumors been swirling around that you killed a kid at your old school and your parents pulled strings to get you off.
Actually, it was 2 kids, but who's counting?
There's rumors circulating around, going around, that you killed kids in your old school and then your parents pulled strings with people. Is an idiom, which means that you use your power, the people that you know, you make them allow something to happen. So here, Wednesday's parents definitely pulled strings with the principal here to get her in, right? It was the good grades, and because they went to the same school, that's why she was made an exception. So here, they pulled the strings for Wednesday so she could be the exception in the school.
Welcome to the quad.
It's a pentagon.
This is quite a funny joke here used with language. He says, welcome to the quad. A quad is an area with 4 sides. So maybe it is a rectangle or a square. And she says, welcome to the quad. And of course here, Wednesday says quite funnily, it's a pentagon, which means it has 5 sides.
Those are the Fangs, aka vampires. Some of them have literally been here for decades.
So here we go. They're called the Fangs. The name of their group is Fangs because that's actually the teeth that vampires use to suck people's blood. The 2 big long teeth that vampires have are called fangs.
That bunch of knuckleheads are furs, aka werewolves.
Here we go. We have the term here, knuckleheads. Knuckles are on your fist here. And when we say knuckleheads, we kind of mean a stupid person or stupid people here because we have knuckleheads, and because they're called the furs. Fur is what animals have. That's the animal's hair. So they are called the furs as their group because they are werewolves. And of course, when they turn into werewolves, they are very furry.
Yo, Enid, you're not gonna believe the dirt I heard about your new roommate.
Okay, so here we have this guy coming over saying, you cannot believe the dirt I heard about your roommate. Of course, dirt is what we find on the ground, but when we refer to dirt in terms of gossip, it means something juicy. I've heard something that's interesting. I just said the word juicy to describe the same thing, right? Something that's very interesting and something that other people do not know yet. You know a secret about that person that they don't know that you know.
I find social media to be a soul-sucking void of meaningless affirmation.
That's actually a very good line. So a soul-sucking void. A void is a black hole that you cannot escape from. Yes. And obviously it's sucking my soul. So it's something that's very negative for me. And then of course, meaningless affirmation. So affirmation here is like a positive comment about yourself. So it's like saying positive things that aren't really true, which I can totally agree with social media. I think she's right. They are just to affirm something that is genuinely not true.
Look at you, my little death trap. Seeing you in this uniform brings back so many terrible memories, doesn't it, Tish?
Yes.
So here you see they're using all the adjectives in the opposite way, right? Here, look at you, my little death trap, right? Death trap is seen as a terrible thing. You don't want to be caught in a death trap, but this is a cute thing to say to his daughter. And then he also says, you look terrible, and terrible, of course, is a negative here, but they're doing the opposite. So terrible here would be beautiful for this family.
I've alerted all family members to contact me the minute you darken their doorstep.
Okay, so here, darken their doorstep as soon as you come to their house. So if you try to run away from the school, no matter where you go, no matter which family member you try to go to, we will find out, because when you darken their doorstep, you have turned up. She has arrived at the relative's house.
Now, we can't talk to you for the first week while you're settling in, so we'll call you next Sunday.
We can't call you for the first week while you're settling in. Settling in is a phrasal verb here used. It means getting comfortable with a new location, with new people, to settle in to something. Here she's settling into her new school. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. If you feel like staying on the channel and watching more videos, you can click here. I really hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.